Hi, everyone. I'm Kamala McQuinney, an associate clinical psychologist and a breast cancer survivor. Welcome to the third and final episode of JN Group's Pink 40, Keeping Abreast of Your Health series. If you're joining us for the first time, this is the final in our three-part series where we have been discussing different topics about breast cancer. You may watch our two previous episodes right here on the JN Group's YouTube channel. Today, I'm excited because we're speaking with someone who is currently battling, and we will hear about the fight against breast cancer from the actual mouth of a warrior. We will be talking to Jheneall Barnaby, and she will be telling us about her journey, her highs and lows, as she is currently bravely fighting breast cancer. She will share how she is coping and how she manages to stay positive and press on in the face of her current adversity. Jheneall, welcome. I'm so excited to have you, and thank you for choosing to share your story with us today.
Hi, Kamala. It's so nice being here. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes. So Jheneall, I'm going to ask you to start off just telling us a little bit about your journey and the first point of your journey, which was the diagnosis, hearing that you actually have breast cancer in your body.
Okay, so on April 23rd of this year, 2021, wow. I was diagnosed with invasive ductal carcinoma, breast cancer. My journey started back in 2018, though, where I discovered a nipple discharge that I had in my right breast. At this point in time, I was alarmed because I wasn't breastfeeding, and it's not normal to have a discharge coming from your breast if you're not breastfeeding. And so I was just thinking that it's a breast infection that may have developed over time, because in 2012, I breastfed, and I remember clearly that my daughter was not interested in that right breast at all. So I was just thinking that over time, something happened, and, now is the time for me to deal with it. So I decided to visit my gynecologist, explain what was happening to him, and he did some lab tests. The test came back, though, not showing anything, and so he decided to refer me to a general surgeon. Went to the surgeon, and he also did some tests on the breast, and those results came back inconclusive as well. So he now decided to do a lumpectomy to see if, that would have shown a better result. So we went ahead, scheduled a lumpectomy, and that happened. And the results came back to say that I have precancerous cells in the lining of my milk duct. And he also said that it is breast cancer, but it is a stage 0. So at this point in time, it is not invasive. It is just within the milk duct. And so it's not in my breast tissues, or it's not in my lymph node, anything like that. So, this is where my world crashed, because hearing the word cancer, it was just something that I could not process, because this was never in my thought process. I'm just thinking that it's just an infection, and now I'm hearing that it is stage 0 breast cancer. But I was focused on the fact that he said it's a 0. So I'm thinking, okay, it's simple, it must be something. There must be something that I can do that is not mastectomy, and just to get rid of it. But he said to me that the best thing that I can do right now is a mastectomy, to get rid of it so that it does not become invasive. My world crumbled. I got numb, and all I could think about was, am I going to make it? Am I going to make it to see my daughter grow up, or am I going to be here? So anyway, I was not in agreement with the mastectomy, because I'm just thinking that there must have been another option, but he was insistent that this is what we're going to do. So I decided that I needed to get a second opinion. So I went back to my gynecologist, cried my heart out, and he referred me to another surgeon. So I went to this surgeon, and I asked him if there's any way we could get back in that breast and do another surgery, just to make sure that everything is cleared and we're okay. But he decided that we should do some further testings just to make sure and before we make a decision. So I did some blood tests and I was anemic. So I was on some tablets for a month. And within that time frame as well, I had to do an MRI scan, some ultrasounds, as well as a genes test. And all of those came back saying that I am fine. Nothing was there. Everything is okay. And so my doctor said that maybe it's best that we just monitor it for another 6 months. Since nothing is showing now, we just monitor it for another 6 months and we can do some further testings at that point in time. So 6 months came, did testing, everything was okay. And I started rejoicing because I'm saying, no, I am good. So 2019, I'm fine. 2020, I'm fine. And then fast forward now to 2021, January, I started noticing some physical changes in that same breast. And I realized that the nipple was a little bit inverted and it had a little itch. So when I itched, the skin flaked a bit and the whole breast was just firm. So there was not just like a one single lump. It was just entirely firm. And and so, that I was just confused at this point in time. I mean, I knew I heard the word breast cancer before. So in the back of my mind, I had that there, but I still wasn't ready. But anyway, I didn't procrastinate. I went back to my surgeon and he sent me to do a mammogram as well as an ultrasound that still came back showing that I am fine. Nothing is there. And he decided to do a biopsy and the biopsy came back showing that it is in fact breast cancer. Yeah, so it has been a journey.
Exactly, that's what I was here thinking, that it's been a minute since you've been just processing this particular issue.
Right.
Jheneall, I should have asked you this before, if you're comfortable sharing. What is your age? Because you look very young, right?
Yes. I was diagnosed at age 32. So that was actually 5 days before my birthday.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm 33. So yeah, I am pretty young.
So we just want to underscore that message too, that everyone needs to be vigilant and be screening, because I was diagnosed at age 30 and you were just 2 years after me. So we all need to be vigilant. Jheneall, walk us through what treatment is looking like right now for you.
Okay, so I was prescribed chemotherapy as well as surgery. And I'm currently going through chemo at this time. Chemo is no fun. It's no fun at all. I have to do 16 rounds over a 20 weeks period. And so far I've completed 15, thanks be to God. I have to do 2 different types of chemo drugs. So for the first 12 weeks, it was smooth sailing. You wouldn't have known that I am going through chemo until you see my bald head. Right. So I had no side effects from that one. But the last 4 treatments, it has been really rough. I'm nauseous all the time, throwing up, heartburn, just the whole works. It's very uncomfortable. I cannot eat and enjoy the food because I don't have any any active taste buds, right? So it's been really rough in the last leg of it, but I am going through it. I have my anti-nausea tablets that I take whenever I feel the nausea coming on, and it's just been a whole process trying to get used to. So I go in every week and I have to sit there for an hour and a half at least to get the drug into my system. I do have a port in my chest, and that's where the drug is administered instead of getting the needles stick through my vein, right, in my hands. So that makes it a little bit easier. Right. So, I just take things a day at a time, a step at a time, and it makes it so much easier for me to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like such a long journey, 16 treatments over 20 weeks,
It is.
But I'm grateful that you're approaching the end of that journey. So that's amazing. I'm celebrating with you.
Yes.
Now, Jheneall, you mentioned the hair loss. For many women, that is a huge part of the treatment that can be very difficult to deal with, because some treatments, not all, but some do cause hair loss. What was that like for you, losing your hair and deciding to so boldly rock it? I mean, I am so proud of you Just seeing you here sitting, talking, and just owning the bald head.
Yeah. It was a very emotional time for me, learning that, I'm gonna lose all my hair at once. Very scary, because I don't know what I'd look like. I have no idea, since I've always had hair, but I remember the third treatment is when I started losing it. And so I decided by the fifth treatment that I'm just gonna go to the barber and shave it off. So my sister was there with me, my sister Basilio, and I wanted to cry when I saw the shear going through it and everything is just coming off. But she was there just cheering me on and telling me how good my head is shaped. And that made a world of a difference for me. Really helped to build my confidence going through it. I also went online and I did some research. I looked at persons who were going through it or who had gone through it and who decided to wear their head just as is. And I decided that I wanted to be one of those persons. There are options out there. So I wasn't forced to go bald. There are wigs and there are headbands and all of that, but it was just a personal decision of mine. And from the day I left the barber, I have been just going out bald and not thinking about what anyone else is thinking, or what anyone else is saying. It was just a personal decision, and so far I'm liking it.
I love it. I don't just like it, I love it. So that's awesome. Good on you for owning it so proudly. And I know many women must see you and compliment you and just also take away that power of that story of courage from how you're choosing to show up.
Right.
Jheneall, you spoke a little bit about your sister Basilia. Let's talk a little bit about personal support and what that looks like for you and how important support is in this journey as well.
All right. So I am married and I also have a daughter. She's 9. So my husband is definitely my rock. He's been there from me from the beginning, reassuring me that, I'm not in this alone. And no matter how I feel, I can go to him and I can explain to him. And even if he doesn't understand, he's there listening and he's there, helping me go through it as well. My daughter, as I mentioned, she's 9, but she understands a lot. She's always rubbing my head and, telling me I'm beautiful and I'm going to get through this. So I have that immediate support, which is just awesome. My sister, as I mentioned, Basilia, she has been there for me, holding my hand through it all. Each week, she lives in Mandeville, and each week she leaves Mandeville and she ensures that she's here with me to accompany me to my treatments. And even though she cannot be in that same space with me, because of COVID, she has to be in the waiting area. She doesn't mind. She doesn't mind. She's there with me through it all. My mother and my mother-in-law, they are not here physically, but I can guarantee that in the mornings when I wake up, I see some inspirational messages on my phone from them. And, it just really helps a lot. It really helps a lot to know that I'm not alone. I have my work family as well, who are very supportive throughout this journey. If I can't complete a task throughout the day because I feel a little bit, tired or overwhelmed, I know I can call on one of them and they'll be there for me. My friends, cousins I haven't heard from in a while, and families who I just haven't heard from in a while have been there for me throughout this journey, and it has really made it so much easier for me. So I think, just having the support there, it really does make the journey better for anyone who is going through it. You may not be married or you may not have a child, but just opening up about it and just having someone there to speak to about it, even if they can't relate, I think it's fundamental, and I think it's something that is very important for persons who are going through it.
Jheneall, I could not agree more, because speaking from experience, that support system made the world of difference. So I'm so glad that you have so many beautiful and committed people around you supporting you as you're going through. That's amazing. Right. And Jheneall, we could not end this interview without asking you to give your words of advice and wisdom to women in general, especially during Pinktober, but specifically to women who are going through the journey of treatment for breast cancer as well? What would you say to them?
Okay, so it is not an easy road. It's really not. But I think that knowledge is power. And because of this, I think we really need to get in touch with our bodies and know what is going on, so that whenever a change occur, then you can, jump on it and, seek the assistance that is needed in order to maintain your health. So know your bodies and know your family history as well. I mean, you can take preventative measures from early if it is that you know your family history. For those who are going through it, I would say that it's easier said than done when you say stay positive, but you have to try and be positive through it. Think about what is happening now. Don't think about the whole journey, because if you do think about the whole journey, it can be, really crazy. So just think about what is happening now. Think about what you can control now, and just try and find a way to go through the whole process. It is not forever, and there is life after cancer. So it's just for us to really endure this journey right now, and we will get through it. We have to fight. We must fight, and we will win the battle.
I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Jheneall, I know you were a little bit nervous about the interview, but can I just tell you, I decided to be very still just to allow you to just speak from your experience, and you did an amazing job. So thank you so much for braving all the fears and for deciding to speak up. And speak up you did, and I'm sitting here, even though I went through it, I'm inspired by you, and I'm sure that all of our viewing audience members are similarly inspired. So thank you from all of us here at JN. Thank you so much for sharing, and I hope to hear you speak again, because you do an amazing job of it.
Thank you so much, Jheneall.
Yes, you're most welcome. So thank you to Jheneall Barnaby, our guest on this particular episode. You can watch all the other 2 episodes right here on the JN's YouTube channel, the JN Group's YouTube channel. So please do go ahead, check those out. And remember, especially during Pinktober, but moving forward, early detection saves lives. Thank you for watching, and until next time, take care of yourselves.